What was the first time you were like, I'm an addict. I can't do this recreationally. How did you even come to that? That's a scary thought to have.
I want to say, as a kid, prior to being a legitimate drug addict, I guess I started drinking at around 14. And there were certainly too many to truly recall specifics on, but a lot of blackouts where I would wake up having little to no memory of what had occurred the night before and feeling embarrassed. What did I do? Maybe feeling even like a little bit beat up. Did I get into a fight? Did I hurt somebody? Did somebody hurt me? Am I in trouble? Did I do something, that there's going to be big and perhaps legal repercussions for?
Let me ask you a question
Yeah.
because now when you go on TikTok or you talk to our children who are in college, it almost seems like blackout. And by the way, I don't have TikTok. I meant Instagram. It almost seems like kids blacking out, quote unquote, and partying is the norm. So I just want to understand this blackout. Do you think your morals were such that you wondered if you did something bad and the morals now are just like, yeah, who knows what I did last night?
I don't know. I think the kids are far less social than we were and not going out as much. Maybe they have other drugs to do and they're blacking out on other things. But I think that, look, when I was a teenager and would go to New York, there were nightclubs you could go to on a Thursday night and not come out of until Monday morning. That doesn't exist
Yeah.
anymore. When you're blackout drunk, you don't last that long at a nightclub. It was more just a feeling of loss of control where drinking alcohol, there was a feeling of freedom, a feeling of confidence that came with it. But I just needed to keep like building on that feeling, and I would lose control and then wake up having no idea what had happened. So it stopped. It's not fun if you can't remember it. It was not fun for me to be blackout, but it seemed that so often when I drank, which was quite regularly, that would be what would happen. So even at a very young age, I was going like, I can't do this. When I found drugs and I could build on that feeling of inebriation to the point of obliteration without blacking out, that was like, that worked for me. That was where I was like, oh my God, I can get as trashed as possible and I still remember everything. And I'm not so detached that I'm suddenly a different person taking over my body, doing insane things.
Okay, let me ask you a question. The intentional drive towards being something other than what you are or your sober state is so strong that feels very unique and not recreational.
No,
Like
I
as
don't
far as
understand.
that seems like an addictive characteristic of, oh my God, drugs take me so much further and therefore I like those. Maybe all drug users are happy with this discovery, but it just seems like you drink to the point of blackout. And now you found drugs that take you so far. Nothing seemed mild in your intake of
No,
drugs or alcohol.
nothing was mild. There was no mild.
There was no like smoking a little pot or I don't
I
know,
couldn't smoke
cocaine.
pot at all. I could not smoke pot. So pot wasn't a thing. And there was no doing a little of anything.
Mhm.
I went to the extremes with all of them.